Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. A federal grand jury has indicted 5 more people for illegal insider trading on Wall Street. This came as the stock market hit another new record high. Today's criminal indictments staggered an investment community already shaken by major charges alleging the widespread illegal use of insider information. CBS News business correspondent Ray Brady reports how that works and how it works against the average stockholder.
The news shocked Wall Street. A lawyer and 4 more Wall Streeters charged with making big illegal profits in stocks, part of a growing scandal involving insider trading.
If you look at all of the indictments and all of the convictions and all of the other activity that is going on, you'd have to be a fool not to say that it's widespread.
Just days ago, the biggest case ever. Investment banker Dennis Levine, age 33, already earning $1 million a year, charged with using inside confidential information to make $12.5 million more. A case many think could become Wall Street's Watergate.
Everyone's just waiting and watching.
Because Wall Street lives by rumors, whispers, stories. Catch the right one, make $1 million.
We trade in stocks, we trade in bonds, and we trade in information.
But if that's inside information, not available to the public, you can go to jail. Example, Dennis Levine helped arrange a merger bid for Union Carbide. Knowing that would drive the price up, he's charged with using that information to buy the stock. Then when the merger bid was announced 6 days later, he sold. Profit on that one deal, $127,000.
The real danger to insider trading is that it could turn off the millions of individual Americans who put money into stocks, bonds, IRAs, and other investments.
With the inside information, they stand to make the money, and I'm left outside.
Even though stock exchange computers watch every trade carefully, the huge number of mergers today means hundreds more now share inside information.
I think it has increased dramatically the opportunities for quick profits on the basis of inside information.
Investigators frankly admit they can't catch everybody, but they hope to make an example of a few to scare the rest. Ray Brady, CBS News, New York.
Dennis Levine, who pleaded guilty to insider trading, will be sentenced tomorrow in New York federal court. Levine told corporate seekers to arbitrager Ivan Boesky, and some of the money the two of them made has been set aside in a special fund. Our economics correspondent Robert Krulwich is here to tell us what happened to that $50 million. And Bob, that's a pretty good question.
No, 50 billion we're talking
billion.
A lot of it, yeah. It's sitting in a bank in New York earning interest. No, I didn't mean million. Earning interest, but about a year from now, the money will be distributed to the public, to anyone who can legitimately claim that he or she was hurt by Ivan Boesky. And that could include, by the way, not just companies, but also individuals. Small investors.
Now that's tough. How are small investors going to actually prove that they were hurt by Boesky?
Well, actually, a small investor of my acquaintance is standing by this morning to find out how he might pursue his claim. And since I have talked to the Securities Exchange Commission, I'll try to answer his questions. He may resemble many of you out there. He certainly resembles me. Good morning, sir. May I call you Bob?
Yes, you may call me Bob, Robert, certainly. And I'd like to, if I could, introduce you to my situation.
Sure.
2 years ago, I owned shares in the General Foods Company, makers of Maxwell House, Jell-O. Very good product, Jell-O. But then that summer, I sold the shares to buy a car.
Well, what's your point, though?
Well, the point is I wouldn't have sold the shares had I known they were going to be worth $30 more a few weeks later. I didn't know that. Ivan Boesky did. The papers say Dennis Levine told Ivan Boesky there was going to be a takeover. Dennis didn't tell me anything.
Well, now, do you know Dennis Levine or Ivan Boesky personally?
No, I don't. I never had the pleasure.
But you did sell your shares just as Ivan Boesky was buying the shares. That's what you...
That's right. It could well be, you know, Robert, that he bought some of my shares. I don't know that. I don't know. How do you know who buys your shares? The question is, am I entitled to some of his money?
Well, you'll be happy to know, sir, that you may be. The Securities Exchange Commission and a federal judge are working on guidelines right now which may allow such a claim even though you had no direct contact with Ivan Boesky or anyone who knew him.
That's good.
The guidelines will be released around November. That's 8 months from now, and then there will be hearings, and there'll be a period of time which you'll have to sort of adjust to.
So now you're telling me I'm supposed to wait forever?
No,
That's what it sounds like you're telling me.
No, that's not what I said. No, about a year from now, you should know if you have a good claim. In the meantime, you can get on a mailing list at the Securities Exchange Commission. Just write him a letter saying, Ivan owes me money. Include as many details as possible to this address, Barry Goldsmith, Assistant Chief Attorney, SEC, Washington, D.C., 20549. That's the zip code.
Tell me something. What do I get for writing the letter?
What do you get? Well, they'll acknowledge the letter, and eventually you may get an application next year which may ask you for proof that you bought or sold such and such a stock on such and such a date, and there'll be documents you'll have to file, probably notarized affidavits.
I see what you're telling me is I'm going to need a lawyer to fill out a form. That's what you're telling me.
No. Actually, the SEC says it hopes the form will be very simple, but we are out of time. I hope this helped you.
It helped a little, but about the car I bought, I want to speak to your consumer reporter, please.
No, she has already been on. No. But give him an inch, they take a mile.
That surprises you.
Yeah.
So how much is your friend Bob there going to get, Robert, or anybody for that matter?
Well, he's probably going to ask for the illegal profits. On his stock, I think Ivan Boesky made about $30 a share, so he'll want $30 a share. Now, the court will have to decide on a case-by-case basis how much you're entitled to. I think that probably what will happen is that if too many people make a claim on this money, there's too many people asking, and they don't have enough money to go around, what they'll do is they'll give you cents on the dollar. Instead of getting $30, you'll get $20 or $19 or $10.
All right, thanks to you, Robert and Bob. Sure. It's now 22 minutes after